The prank gone wrong? Eager for a thrill, I lived alone and often amused myself in odd ways. One night, feeling particularly mischievous, I decided to prank call the police. I reported that a murderer was lurking in my house, thinking it would be hilarious to watch the authorities show up for nothing. My heart raced with anticipation as I made the call, expecting a few moments of adrenaline before they realized it was a joke. To my shock, the police took my call seriously. Within minutes, their sirens blared in the distance, and they arrived at my door. Still grinning from my prank, I answered, feigning terror. But as they swept through my house, my smile faded. From the shadows of my dimly lit living room, an officer emerged, leading a handcuffed man I'd never seen before. My heart stopped. The police weren't here for a prank, they were here for a real intruder. I watched, stunned and horrified, as they escorted the stranger out, his face a mask of anger and confusion. The prank had turned into a nightmare. The laughter I had anticipated never came. Instead, I was left with a chilling realization: sometimes, reality is scarier than any joke. The police left, the house silent and cold. Alone again, I couldn't shake the feeling that this time, I'd played a dangerous game and lost. The man was a criminal on the run, and my foolish prank had inadvertently put his life in danger. As I sat in my empty home, I couldn't shake the fear that maybe, just maybe, he'd remember the girl who called the police on him that night. He'd remember my voice, my address, and he'd come back for retribution. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. I lived in fear of the lurker I thought was no longer there, haunted by the echoes of a nightmare that wouldn't end. And though the man never came back, and the police never returned, I knew the real punishment for my foolishness was far worse than any act of vengeance. For the true horror was the knowledge that I'd gambled with the lives of others and lost.